Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I am Tiffany, a white sage woman, and I'm so excited and happy to be sitting in the sacred circle and the sacred space with each one of you again this evening. So, yay, May 22nd. My goodness. May's almost over. one more week. And so, yes, I do have a special guest next week, as a matter of fact. So that's going to be fun and exciting. Another psychic medium coming on. And so you're going to hear all about her next week. And hello, Ruth. Hello, Sarah, Super Space Cookie. And so I was going to try to find her name. I forgot her name. My special guest next week, Rebecca Dragonheart. She is out of Canada. So, woohoo, this is going to be fun to have her on next week. She was a special guest, I think, before, years ago. I cannot remember what show host, but anyway. Yay! All right. Wow. Everyone, just take a deep breath. And just release anything, any anxieties, any tension, anything that we've picked up during the day. And let's just let it all go. And for those of you that are watching live, thank you. You're watching live on YouTube. You're watching live on Rumble. And this is of course, the archives are put to so many different video and music, podcast streaming platforms. So those that's going to be listening, of course, on the audio, I'll try to go slower for you. And my website is whitesagewoman.com. And that is sage, S-A-G-E, white, spelled the traditional way, W-H-I-T-E, sage, S-A-G-E, woman, one woman, WOMAN, whitesagewoman.com. So, all right. So just wanted to take care of that for everyone. Hello. Did I say Linnell? Hi, Linnell. Hi, Wendy. Welcome, everyone. We got some, a lot of things to talk about and discuss this evening. So what was coming to me this morning, because, thinking of these topics and things to say ahead of time, was I kept hearing, getting these messages, but basically it's ascending during the chaos. Ascension's still happening. Hello, Marcia. Hello, Mama Carol. Ascension is still happening no matter what's going on outside of us, all this chaos, right? It's still taking place. Now, I know if you pay too much attention to outside of you, you're not going to feel like ascension's even happening. And that's why, because it's outside of us. It's not inside of us where all the truth, the divine truth is. So, hello, Teresa. How are you? Yay, so nice to see you. Yay. Yes, they're live at 7 on Sundays, Marcia, the Dirt Road, the Dirt Road discussion channel. Good info, right? Yes. I go back and listen to it later because I was like, oh, he's on at 7, and if I try to listen, I'll be late to my own show. So I listen to him on Mondays. So I'll listen to the replay from tonight. But you said it was good information, so that's good. Thanks for letting me know that. I'll go check it out. And so, yes. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you. And I love how interactive this circle is that we have here, and all this, the love flowing and sharing. And there's anything that I'm discussing and you want to share, please, it's encouraged for you to do that. Share in the comment section. So, because we all have something to share, don't we? Absolutely. All right. I know we have talked about this before, but it is important to stay focused on divinity and unity, on our divinity and unity. So I'm reading from my journal. That's what they were telling me this morning. So I have to pull my glasses down like a little old lady. No, I have to pull my glasses down. All right, so I can read my own handwriting. All right, so there are many spiritual, patriotic, and disclosure presenters that are growing in popularity through platforms and audience that seem to grow in numbers daily. And many of these presenters may not have a full grasp on the current war over consciousness and are unaware of how consciousness groups are targeted. Consciousness groups are targeted. All New Age, all spiritual group, truly, truly always targeted. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest, I've noticed on the platform that many of you are commenting on right now has purposely held back some numbers. And I watch our insights, our numbers. I watch, and they don't make sense. And it's like purposely being held not to go over 3,000, because it's 3,000, subscribers, because they're like plus this, and then minus, and it's like I would be over it. We would be over it. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. The numbers doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to be focused about that, because we're getting content out and it's getting to the right people. But I'm just watching how it doesn't even add up. And I know they're doing it to others who are on this platform as well. So it's just whatever. Right? Yes, it's our generation that made that popular. Whatever. That's right. We're just going to keep plugging along, doing what we're doing. Oh, yeah, that's right, Linnell. Great reminder. Compassion always for others, but for ourselves. Exactly. They say charity starts at home. I think compassion and love starts at home. Home, that home command center within. That's where, right? All right, so those who receive the online recognition, fame, status, power, whatever satisfies the ego personality, they become more competitive and desperate to maintain their dominance over their audiences as disclosure happens. I personally find that some spiritual groups can be the most competitive, mean, and unethical in their ego-based desires to attack others and use false, made-up stories, accusations, and the need to justify their own actions in the public forum, in their public arena. And I know many of us have experienced this too, right? So there you go. You here and you aren't. Oh, I also noticed you're muted a few times. What, this evening? That's interesting. So, wow. Anyway. All right. Well, let that be proof for those of you who think that they're not listening. We know they are. Okay. And here's the thing. I'm going to ask you. Oh, not tonight, though. Oh, okay. All right. Are you waiting for disclosure? Are you just waiting for what we know to be true to be made public? Are we waiting for our governments to come forward with truth? Are we waiting for, yeah, Are you just waiting? Are you in a waiting phase right now? Because if you are, knock that off. Stop waiting. What are you waiting for? That's coming. That is coming. Absolutely, that's coming. Um, yeah. I know. Yes, waiting for others to know what we know. I know. But here's the thing too: is like especially with disclosure. Why wait? We are the disclosure. We are the truth. We are here. We are here presenting this truth. We are, right? Um, so we are moving through chaotic times, and we are required to stay awake and be aware by using critical thinking, strong discernment, and inner knowing. When we observe those in the public forum, those that like that public spotlight, and they want to poison, as they want to continue to poison your mind against others. All right. And even poison you, yourself. Uh, these are classic divide and conquer tactics to weaken humanity by attacking any effort or attempt to unify us together, to stand as one. Because in the groups, we are stronger. And opposing forces knows this. They know that we are stronger when we are united. And there's more of us than them, and that terrifies them. But they've lost. They've already lost. All right. Hello, Melissa. Yay! All right. And I'm going to expand this here. We're going to expand this. It's going to keep growing as I'm going. What? All right. Many people, our soul family, our brothers and sisters are all right. In the Ascension Disclosure community are still currently traumatized, they're emotionally wounded, and have undergone immense stress and trauma as a result of the ongoing spiritual warfare targeting against the awakening of humanity. Aren't we all traumatized? We all have PTSD. We're all traumatized. Yes. Okay. Now we recognize that. Okay. Yes. But I don't want that to be my label, so let's just pull that off. No labels. No label. That's not a label. That's just something we're adding to our resume. Yes, we have experience in trauma. I gotta have humor, right? All right. Oh my goodness. Let's see. We have a lot of compassion and love for those that are casualties in this spiritual war. Although ultimately, spiritual healing takes some work, some effort, and is each individual's personal responsibility. It is our own personal responsibility. Don't give your power away. And this is what has happened. A lot of people have given their power away to people that they trust, to people, to groups of people, to corporations, to you're really giving your power away. All right. So stay protected and continue with your sacred boundaries, which you do to protect your boundaries in your sacred space. Remember I told you about the 12D shield, the 12D Merkaba shield? Do y'all remember me telling you about that? My goodness, it's probably a while ago. Hello, Sugar Kim. Welcome. I'm going to post a link to that again, and I know that Sarah, you and I, we do it almost. I know it. We do this almost like every day. It's called the 12D Shield Building Techniques. Now, 12th dimension is where our higher self, our light body is. Anything that is ninth dimension and higher is pure light. They don't hold a matter like we do. Okay, like anything that's below the ninth dimension. up to the 8th dimension, we can have some sort of physicalness. But in not for those in the 9th dimension and above, they are pure light. Pure light. Can I copy this over here too? Paste. Okay, here we go. So I'm posting it over for the Rumble viewers as well. Actually, I probably should put it in the comments over there because the live chat may disappear. There we go. All right, so I put that in the comments for the Rumble viewers because the live chat will disappear later. So everyone watching it will be able to have access to that link. And of course, the chat on YouTube does replay. I have it replay. So everyone has access to this link. It's a very good video I found about the 12D shield building. I also did, I think, on a couple of shows ago or a while. Again, I don't know when, but I did. Or we talked about when I did like this, let's just breathe in. All right, the invert, the upside down triangle that looks like a cup, which is divine feminine. We bring in that as we take a deep breath from the earth, from our feet up to the chakras. We're inhaling the bottom part of the Merkaba, so which is the two triangles, and but upside down. So the one pointing down does look like a chalice, a cup, a womb, right? That's the feminine. So we breathing that up, stopping right here, and at the same time while we're breathing that up, the normal triangle, the upright triangle, it comes down. Is coming down from above, and then they meet together in the center, your sacred heart center, to form that Merkaba, 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 right there. All right, and imagine that spinning, and then it surrounds you. Then it just protects you. This is your own spaceship, by the way. This is your own portal. This is your own force field. This is your own shield. This is, you get it now? So many different words to explain the same thing. All right. So we need to continue to do that. All right. Because sometimes being too compassionate can be an entry point and access for an attack against us. If you're not taking care of yourself and you become a sacrificial lamb, that's exactly what's happening. You become sacrificial. Oh, but I could care about them so much, but you're not paying attention. How are you helping anyone else if you, one, are sacrificing yourself? You're not helping anybody. You're certainly not helping yourself. And so we have to make sure, and they know this. They totally know who's easy to take over and to dominate are those that are compassionate and loving and have a great heart, because they think about other people before themselves most times. So this is why it is important that we are putting, when I say we're putting ourselves first, when we are going within, this is where source, where God is. So we are putting source, God, and us first, because we're all connected right there. It's okay. So we're putting ourselves first. That God spark is right there, and that's what's important. Then we protect ourselves, and then we can go in and be there, that lighthouse for everyone else, right? Let me get a sip of water here. All right. So, as all peace-loving and freedom-loving individuals that are on the side of supporting human liberation and this planetary and solar system ascension, we should apply some effort to unify with the law of one consciousness, that source frequency of love. Do not spend time or energy on foolish and reckless pursuits, agendas that further divide people from each other. And I know you guys don't. You guys watching, and those of you who are watching, yeah. I know that you don't either. Or you're directed. You're directed. You're guided here for a reason. You're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason. So now I talked about like the law of one, that law of one consciousness and enlightenment, Christ consciousness, but the law of one. Has anyone here not heard of the law of one? Or maybe you could tell me if you are or are not familiar with when I say what the law of one is. We're going to go over, but I want to see how many of you are familiar or not familiar with the law of one and what that means to you. So I know that there's a delay, so we're just going to wait a moment here for that. I have lots of fun things to share with you. We're going to have story time. I'm going to read to you in a little bit. So, story time. Anyway, not just from my journal, but I'm going to share some other things with you too. So I don't think I've heard that. Okay, I'm not Carol. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for, all right. Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you. So this is what is taught in the law of one. Yes, the law of one. In old mysticism schools, goes all the way back to the Essenes. It's not just the Essenes too, but it's every Christed enlightened being knew about this law of one. And there's 3 parts of it. So you may be familiar with one of these, but there's 3 parts of the law of one. First, know thyself. Oh, now I know more people have heard about that, right? This is part of that. Know thyself. Know yourself. You have to know thyself. 2, accept yourself. Accept yourself. And number 3, becoming the creator. I know a lot of people, that 3rd step may make people go, oh, really? I'm not the creator. I'm not good enough. Hey, we are part of this divine spark, which makes us co-creators. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that negative talk. So yes, becoming the creator. The 3rd step is that step which, when accomplished, renders one of the most humble servant of all. It's transparent in personality and completely able to know and accept other selves as well. Not just yourself, but others. To become or be one with the creator is to become all that is with each entity of the creator. Wow. All right, I'm going to give this to you in the level of easiness to hardness. Let me give you some examples here. Okay, so I get these are like the easiest to the hardest. Look at nature, see the creator. Oh yeah, that's easy. Raise your hand. We all got that. Yep. Look at nature, see the creator. How many of you experienced that? Nature and creator. Look at nature, see, feel, smell, hear the creator. I know a lot of you are very in tune with nature, so that this is very easy, isn't it? So the second one, look at animals, see the creator. Now, sometimes this is not easy if you're seeing an animal attack another animal, or you're seeing an animal attack. Then that may not be as easy. But you always have to understand there's a reason why that animal's reacting that way. So, but look at animals and see the creator. When you look in the eyes of an animal, do you see the creator? So that one's fairly easy too, right? Look at animals. Look in the eyes of the animals and you see the creator. The one that always gets me, the animals looking in the eyes, it makes me vibrate or just become very fluid, is you've seen the pictures of an elephant and their eyes. Oh, whoa. Takes us somewhere, doesn't it? Yes, look at animals, see the creator. This third one, for those who haven't done it, for those who've been with me for a while, told y'all, hey, as an exercise to do this. So this one might not be that hard, but it's still, I remember how it was the first time. And I would, anyway, number 3, look in the mirror and see the creator, see the source, see creator. Look in the mirror and see the creator. I can do that now, no problem, very easy. But there was a time, and I remember when I heard this, I would laugh and giggle and go, you're kidding me, right? And then how many of us go through this, oh, I'm not worthy. Stop that. Where did that come from? That sure did not come from that God spark. Because the source would not communicate with us like that. And we are totally worthy. And we are part of that spark, that source creator spark. So look in the mirror, see the creator. Tell yourself I love you in the mirror. Look in your own eyes and say I love you. Yes, that's right. I love you. As you're looking in the mirror, gazing into your own eyes. And I'll tell you, when I stopped laughing the first couple of times, and you really do it, and you take your hands and put it over your heart, and you feel the spark as you're saying that, that's powerful. It's very powerful. You may cry. You may shed some tears, but they're going to be happy tears. They're going to be releasing tears. They're going to be, yes, I feel it. And this is great for those that can't feel the God spark inside. Do that. Put your hands over and hello. Resuscitation. Yes. There. Right there. Now this one may be the hardest of them all. Number 4. Look at others and see the creator. Especially right now with what's going on, looking in this chaos. Look at others and see the creator. Whew. Now, I want to be careful here, or not careful. I want to be specific here about this. Looking at others, not the evil controllers, the non-humans have been removed. All those, the Siskar, the reptilians and the Greys have been removed. All right, they just recently worked out and got the Greys off of here too, off this planet. So those non-human controllers are gone. But what is left are their hybrids, clones, those that are used to being told what to do, and they don't know what to do anymore. They're not getting they're not getting any commands, and they don't know what to do. And so they're going to self-explode, they're self-destructing, they become, they just don't know what to do, and they make mistakes. And so they're easy to catch at that time and maintain. Anyway, I'm not talking about them. All right. I'm not talking about those that are evil and that have turned off, or it's not turned off, turned their backs to source. They refuse to recognize the God spark. That evil, you could still, you might not be able to see that spark because they literally have a black heart. If they are still human, if they're cloned, then yeah. Anyway, they can literally not have that God spark too, if their clones won't. But wow, it's so snuffed out, you won't see that. So we're not talking about them, not talking about the evil ones. And that's why you got to be careful having the compassion for those that will, in a heartbeat, without hesitation, hurt you or kill you. We already know that. We've established that. I'm talking about everyone else. Those that we maybe consider that are still asleep. Those that most definitely are worth fighting for, as far as raising the consciousness, still raising that vibration and that frequency for them. But we're doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for humanity, and know that as we're working on ourselves, and as each light worker contributes their light and connects with other light workers, it really is making a difference, and it is helping those who are maybe just waking up to, oh wow, oh okay, wow, there is a lot of light here. There's a lot of support. Awesome. It won't make them feel so alone. These are the ones we're talking about. Maybe someone who challenges you so much. Look at others and see the Creator. Yeah. Okay. Whew. When we are working on ourselves, we're in seeker mode. Seeker. They call it like a seeker. We're doing that work. It's the seeker then turns to the walking master, the adepthood, working on yourself. And I would tell you, it is lonely work. It is lonely. It can feel lonely. And this is also interesting too. Is it is best for you to meditate by yourself? And I learned this years ago. I would try to, yes, notice when I try to do a meditation with you guys, I try to be as loose as possible, not so tightly guided with every little step, because I want you to go where you're going to go. I have sat in meditations that were so controlling, and I'm like, oh, I'm out of here. What is this? Oh, no, I'm not doing this. Okay? Not in groups, especially not for guided meditations. All right. Remember, this is that consciousness in groups puts out a certain frequency in the sound, and they can attack that. But like this, we are all so high vibrational, and honor each other's where you're going to go. And there you go. But how many of you have a hard time with guided meditations? It's okay to have a hard time with guided meditations. That's your soul telling you, no, I got to be free. I don't want to do it this way. And how many of you are just doing it your way anyway? That's good. Don't, go where you need to go, right? Follow the flow of your own energy. Follow it, and that's great. This is why the importance of music. We don't need words. I think it's such an oversaturation of words right now. It's like, just give us some music. Give us the music, the sounds. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. The frequency. Yeah, so beautiful. Right? All right, so that's what the law of one is. Really, you walking, we are connected. It's us acknowledging and accepting, embracing. We are all connected. We are all part of Source, and we are working on that enlightenment, which is that Christ consciousness. And that's what it is the Christ consciousness. Yeshua, Jesus, was not the only Christed being. first off, there was a female involved as well. It's always a female. It's always a masculine, a male, and a female. And they're pairs. The masculine and feminine of Christ consciousness, and so that's what that is. It's a state of being. It's that consciousness. It takes you right to source, where the source frequency of love, is. Isn't that beautiful? How do you feel? Does that make you feel good, or does that make you go, some more things to think about, some more things to ponder, some more things to work on? And that's good, because every day, learning something new, expanding every day, expanding. So, let's see. How's everybody feel from that? If you have any questions or need any clarity before I go to the next thing, any clarifications on anything? Want to share anything? So there you, because you know what? We are walking masters. I say that every day. When I light candles, I know I've told a lot of you this already, as I go through the I ams and the we ares. I am light. We are light. I am a walking master. We are walking masters. All right. And I think it's powerful when I do that with taking the fire, the element of fire, and lighting the candles, like just that flame that burns and solidifies this intention and this command, right? So, yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Robin. Now, I'm going to get into some disclosure stuff. This is where we're going to need you to expand your mind a little bit. For those of you, if you hung with me last week on ETs and star families, you'll hang with me. You'll be okay. Totally. And you know that we're not the only ones here, and we have people helping us, because, if not, we would have been blown off. Well, actually, no, they like this planet as a great resource. And so but we would have been removed a long time ago. Instead, we've been enslaved. Everything's going to come full circle. I want you to see how everything is, when I mean full circle, everything is connected. Everything is connected. And I'm going to do a little reading from this book here. Again, I get from the stars, Alien Races, Alana Denon. I shared her information on my last show. So if you missed the last show, the links and stuff are in the description of that show, ETs and Star Families, where to her website in this book. And so I love it because I feel it and I know it, and it's a lot of things. A lot of us have cosmic galactic star families that are a part of our guidance team. We have been communicating with them. And whether you realize it or not, okay. And they're not going to lead you in a, no one on your guidance team should be telling you anything bad. And you should know that, right? So don't let that scare you. That shouldn't scare you. Hello, Veronica. All right. And I know that we kind of just talked about it. Yes, we have been enslaved on this planet, and then other planets on the solar system too. And everyone's getting their liberation, getting their freedom. Mars got handed back to their people, as they kicked out all these non-human aliens. You want to know what they look like? You want to know really before if it's publicly released? Get the book. And she has great drawings here and goes through the alien races that the Galactic Federation of Worlds shared with Alana and she has she was abducted when she was young, and so she has a chip in her head, and they communicate. They're actually some send transmissions and communicate through this implant in her mind. So that's how, like a receiver, transmitter, that kind of thing in her head. So she's getting this information very clearly. All right. And she was given the authorization. Now is the time, which is beautiful, to disclose this information. Don't be fearful when you go through it and you're looking at, wow, they look scary. Yeah, I mean, but it's so yes. And a lot of this is coming out, and everything comes out. It has to be in phases, is to promote more fear. Do you know fear has a smell? Fear has a smell. Fear has a frequency, a very flat frequency, but it has a frequency, has a vibration, it has a smell. It has, all right, and um, you alert the energy vampires, you alert others around you when you um, have that scent of fear. All right, it's like sharks smelling blood. So this is why we have to be very careful, even for our own protection. Let's work on this fear. Right? No. Now, you're really going to want to do this when I read to you something. I did share this in our Telegram group. I did share, there was a document from Alana about alien blood, about the blood types. And I didn't realize it was in this book. So, yay. So I'm going to, but I like what she has in the book here, because that document was transcribed right from when she was having that session. And so this is a little bit more polished and probably a little easier. It flows, I feel a little better. So because of the one that she's speaking with, you have to understand. This is trying to go through all the languages of the words and finding, okay, so what's the word for this anyway. So when we talk about these beautiful other beings, the Federation of Worlds, Galactic Federation of Worlds, are real. They are the peace officers. They fight for peace. They fight in a non-harmful way. Non-harmful way. All right. They can make something invisible for protective. They can do all sorts of things. They can come in without harming or killing. All right. Because the law of one. We don't do that. We are all connected to the Creator, and we do not. It is like the ultimate no of harming and killing anyone like that. Okay. So, how many of you have heard, and whether you've watched Ancient Aliens or you gone to these disclosure expos or whatever, you've heard about the Rh negative blood, right? How many of you have heard of that? I think that we have discussed it at one time before too. You've heard about the Rh negative blood that they've talked about how it didn't used to be in existence. It's not natural to this planet. And by the way, other our star families call this planet Terra, and we're Terrans. Okay. So they're already calling us the fifth dimension aspect of this planet. Remember, I said that Earth was third dimension. Terra, Tara, it is the third and the fifth dimension. I'm sorry, I did that totally wrong. Let's jump back up. The third is Earth. The fifth is Terra or Taran. Terra, Tara. And the seventh, 3, 5, 7 is Gaia. Right. Okay. All the different aspects, which is the frequencies, the vibrations, the moving up. All right. And so they do call us Terrans. Terrans. A is, and then NS. Now, so because I'm telling you that because I'm gonna read from this book. So we've heard about the RH factor, but there's a lot bit more information about this that I found was absolutely mind blowing. So let's see, Robin. I get physically sick around bad people. Yes, absolutely. We know it. I do too. And we should pay attention to that and not push through it. All right. But how many of us, when we start to get sick, what do? We what did I eat? What did I drink? Did I do something? When our energy should be the very first thing we're doing a check on. Hold on. How's the energy here first? Let's start there. All right. Wendy has, I've heard of the RH negative blood as being alien. Yes. Now, this is gonna, you ready? Hold on to your hats, folks. Here we go. So, the A blood types, B and AB, they are indigenous to this planet, to Terra. To Tara, to Terra, however you want to say. You know me in English. I totally see, I can't even grasp this language. All right. And this was channeled to Alana by Myra, who is a Palladian Sirius B hybrid and a medical scientist specialist in the interdimensional implant technologies. So here's what she replied to my question about why people having the O negative blood group are more likely to be abducted. So her answer, this is very simple. Most blood groups on Terra are indigenous, except the O blood group is extraterrestrial. Now, the negative and plus, this is a D protein, the letter D. A D protein was engineered by the Anunnaki to make the O blood compatible with other Terran blood types. You see, if two species chromosomes don't match, the genetic difference results in a sterile offspring, and the D protein proliferates to that. Well, they didn't want to make us sterile, right? They wanted people to reproduce. So if you have it, so if your blood is a plus, so plus D protein, all you that are positive, you're a plus D. You have the protein. If not, your blood is negative D. So if a Terran female with a negative blood, and I am an O negative, by the way, and gets pregnant with a plus D fetus, her body will produce antigens signaling to her immune system that the fetus is toxic. The female's body will instinctively try to kill its own child because the D protein is extraterrestrial. How many of you that are negative, have a negative blood type, and you have in your baby is a plus, you have to have a shot to make your body not pretty much kill this own kid. I know I had to. Hi, Maureen. You're not late. Yeah, Maureen. Yes, mine. I'm RH negative too. Yeah. So how many of us mothers, RH negative, had to have a shot? And they tell you, whatever they tell you, it's just so our body won't, I was told, so the body won't attack because we're different. They call it something else, RH factors. Okay. So the extra, so they add that D, so everyone has that if you're a plus. So the extraterrestrial gene that produces the blood type 0 is largely present in white, tall Terran humanoids, of course, on Terra, with the highest concentration in the Basque region, where 40% of the population is O negative. 15% of Terra's population only has the D protein absent. Only 15% of our population is negative. Huh. I really thought it was going to be more. Jacob was O. I had to have a shot. Yes, I didn't have to. My oldest was O negative. I didn't have to. My youngest O positive. I had to, even though we were the same blood types. It's that protein that he probably got from his dad because his dad is plus and has that protein. So you can see, very interesting, isn't it? It is interesting. And yes, Robin, this is why I had to have a shot before I had my kids. Yeah. Right, Sarah? Don't let any of this scare you. We're learning about ourselves. This is the stuff we needed in history. This is the stuff we need in school, right? This is, right? Come on. So, as I mentioned, the Anunnaki are O negative. And to engineer hybrids with Terran indigenous, they added the D protein that allows the compatibility with any other Terran blood types. Now, with time, natural evolution, and crossbreeding, the D has now passed into all other Terran blood types. Interestingly, also, AB blood type has become compatible for hybridization too, but only with hybrids of Terran and extraterrestrial reptoid. So the Lyrans did try to remove the D protein, actually in hope to make the O blood type sterile, because they wanted to create, instead of a new hybrid species, with a better potential of evolution. So something indeed, here we go, something indeed about the protein D is that it makes it difficult to extract yourself from the lower density. And you will notice that bodies filled with blood containing the protein D, the plus blood, will have an excruciating ascension process. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Now, don't be rude and go around asking everybody what their blood type is. But I know we all are. Gonna go. So that blood type, what's your blood type there? Is that a plus or a negative? Because if it's a plus, you got that D protein. Now I know why you're such a pain in my. No, you can't say that. You can't say that and don't do that, even though I know inside you want to. Shh. No. But you see, this is why the Lyrans wanted to remove it, because it was locking down the spiritual evolution of the Terran humans. All right. So for the negative protein, the negative bloods, it will go easier. So all of us that are negative blood types, the ascension's easier. For those that are positive, it's going to be harder for them. But it's not impossible. Okay, it's not impossible. So, O negative is special. It has the Anunnaki vibration without the D blocking the elevation of frequency. And there are particularities you will find in the O blood types of their offsprings, even if the blood type is different, like red hair, extra vertebrae, higher intelligence, higher blood pressure, eye sensitivity to the sunlight, but most light eyes do. Psychic elevated abilities. These distinct physical and psychic features are paired with a predilection for abductions. Really? They are easier to abduct in a reason of the ability of their energy field to shift density. So it's easier to manipulate, I guess, our fields. They're easier to abduct in the reason of the ability, right, of their energy fields to shift the density. Okay. Now, O is a genetic blood match. And don't go, oh my gosh, ew, really? Because it's like, hey, it's okay. O is a genetic blood match for reptilian species because the Anunnaki, who imported the O group on Terra, are a reptiloid species, and although they have better results with the protein D, The O negative carries nonetheless genetic possibilities serving purpose of creating stronger hybrid races. So the O blood type is a great compatible match for hybridization with the wide range of species, such as the reptoids and reptiloids based greys. But to breed with Terrans, as I said, you need to add the protein D. There is an interesting fact you may want to know as well, because O types are typical reptoid and extraterrestrial reptoid races have aversion to consume their own blood. So any negative or O types, sorry, any O types that are abducted, we won't be eaten. They won't abduct these individuals for food, but for slave trade and cross-breeding programs only. Cross-breeding programs only. Well, that's good to know. No, they're gone now, but I'm just saying, oh my gosh, they wouldn't eat their own blood. All those sacrifices and all the ritual, whatever, they wouldn't. And, oh, okay. So let's stop and take a moment to digest this. I know, that's bad, wasn't it? Okay, let's take a deep breath. Now, doesn't this give an expanded version of we are healing all of our ancestral timelines, not just Earth Tarn, but our star families too? We're healing it all. This is, oh my gosh, no wonder. Yes, it's okay. Because you can think, oh my goodness, Anunnaki were mean. Oh, and we have their blood type. It doesn't matter. We're changing it around. We're putting light into it. We're doing all of this. We got this. Everything is fine. We got this. Kind of like for those of you who watched the whole Star Wars series saga there, the very last one with Rey, and then she finds out who she really was, bloodline wise. She was related, the granddaughter of the evil emperor, the Palpatine, right? She was Palpatine. But she chose the way of the Jedi. She chose the light instead of the dark. And she fought her own grandfather because he wanted her to take his place and be the dark leader, whatever, right? She said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm a Jedi. So we all have choices, and it doesn't matter who we're related to, blood-wise or not. We can make our own choices. And I know that we are all for the light. Okay? Yeah. Wendy, I knew that more people that had the abilities were likely to be abducted. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Sarah, I am A positive. Okay. Okay. Very good. And Wendy goes, yeah, me too. But that doesn't mean, so what I just read, don't let that go, wow, I'm positive. I'm going to have a hard time. I got the protein. I'm going to have a hard time. Well, don't put that block. Don't. It's not impossible. We can do it. And we're all here together to help each other, right? Okay. So, because I'll tell you, as long as you got that God spark going and you go within, nothing can touch that. All right? So that's the ultimate crimes against the law of one, is to, one, mess with the soul. You can't. It's off limits, the soul and the Sacred Heart Center. So that, that heart chakra, that Sacred Heart Center, that within, that God source, they can't do that. So let that override. This is where I'm saying you can override that. So it's not to scare anyone. It is just to help you understand, give you lessons that we never had before. But this goes really more into it because I thought it was just the negative, not really the oh, but there we go. Uh-oh. Um, so let's keep the hope. I know we're at 9 o'clock. I just want to read this one thing here because I want everyone to be left on a positive note. And so who Alana talks to, she communicates with a lot, but mostly um, Thorhan with the Galactic Federation of Worlds. Okay, and this was um, a message of keep the hope. Okay, so this is let's see. So he says it's a beautiful sight from here. I see Terra radiate in this rising sun. This is a beautiful world. The sunlight shimmers on the water. And so then Awana asks, what do you say today to the Terrans? To keep hope. To keep hope they will make it. The beast of darkness is dying. Terrans must keep up the hope. The reptilians, well, they're gone now. By the time they were writing this, they're okay. But the reptilians are gone. And this is the last and greatest war for the Terrans. The greatest of all wars they've ever known. This is the combat for their very soul, the last fight. It will be long and painful, but worthy. Terrans will have to make a lot of fundamental sacrifices, changing their technology, changing their habits, those type of sacrifices. Allowing change, changing their technology, changing their habits and everything. We are supporting the Terrans. They are not alone. We are backing you up, keeping the dark forces at bay. You see, trying to crush down the Terrans in order to stop them elevating has induced the reverse process, has forced the Terrans to face their natural evolution and take decisions. All of this has awakened Terrans to their true destiny. It is our destiny. And this is not about the star seeds who have chosen to incarnate on Terra to help fight the reptilians and help the Terrans elevate, and whom are awakening also in the same time. No, I'm speaking there about the Terrans themselves, because this is what we are all working so hard for the Terrans to awaken and move on. Soon the Terrans will find by themselves how to apply solutions to save and repair what many and may or repair what may and reach interstellar travel technology. And then it will be too late for the reptilian empires they have lost. All they want is to avoid this and maintain the Terrans in ignorance and doubt and sleep in fear and conditioning them like brainless androids, stripping them off of their will through infiltrating their primitive technologies because they want to keep them as a food supply, slaves, and genetic material. But their time is over now. It has lasted for far, far too long. We are actively doing something now. We have elevated the grid around your planet. Though they are trying to mess up Terra's magnetic field to dismantle our grid, moving the magnetic poles. They are so annoying talking about the reptilians. But I swear they're gone soon. Well, they are gone. They are gone now. We won't give up. You see, Tara has been a battleground between them and us. Reptilian and gray races against the Council of Orion and the Galactic Federation of Worlds. It is a teamwork, as I told you already. Us above, you below. Save your planet, repair what you've done in the measure of the possible. Find yourself solutions for a sustainable future of your race. And we're doing the other job. Keep the harmful forces away. It is together that we'll win this war. Never say we are not interested in helping you. Never. You have no idea. No idea of how many, many times we've avoided you catastrophes. Our interventions are, as much as we can, discreet because we believe in your potential. We're what you call your lucky star. We're silent watchers, but not still soldiers. There is so much to do. If Terrans had the slightest idea of what's going on above their heads, well, some have a small idea and are starting to awaken. But the new wave of children is a higher one. They've come awakened already, and they won't be silent nor still, for they are the ground elite army that will give the last necessary boost. Every time I fly down to Terra's orb for years now, and I'm doing this, I feel the beauty of this planet reaching my heart. It worth it so much. All these battles, these fights, and these losses all been justified in my eyes when I see that blue glowing curve of the glistening mantle and the sunlight shining through the thin, fragile ribbon of Terra's atmosphere. As elder brothers, we have that duty to protect the young and vulnerable ones. One day, all this nonsense will stop. One day, we'll be together, breathing the same light. I don't hide you that breathing the same light. I don't hide you that I don't hide you that sometimes I worry. Now that we kicked out the reptilians, it's all about the Terran humans. Okay, so this is how everyone else views us right now. The Terrans are, how do we say, scary. They have this potential for destruction and self-destruction that is prominent in their nature, and unless they evolve beyond this primitive pattern, they will never be of age to join the Federation. We have to grow up. We have to grow up and stop fighting. I know it's cause and effect. We retreated. We were fighting for our freedoms, but we can't take that out. This is how our star families look at us, like so aggressive and so, and what's interesting is that on this earth, they made Americans be the military be used for the world policing, right? The world military, and called that the United States are a bunch of thugs. No, really, it's the whole world. But we're showing them we can raise from that. We're growing up. We're doing this. Come on. So we work and we show that we want this peace. We work with them. All right. Yes. So your species has many enemies and predators, and I can name a list. But there is one and only one species harmful to your planet right now. Your own species. Your own. I'm just watching and doing my best to remain hopeful, and I am. We promote spiritual evolution, but we know how to fight when it is necessary, and it is also part of our spiritual path. All fights, if they are right and justified, open ways to liberation for the higher light to flow in. Being passive is death. We are accelerating your vibratory shift as the enemy does their best slowing it down. They won't succeed, and I am telling you this, they won't succeed. In the meantime, do your work of light. Empower, unlock, open the minds, the spirits, and hearts. Prepare the shift. The other side is beautiful. Enjoy this beautiful day on Terra. The sun star has risen above and upon your land. There you go. That was beautiful, wasn't it? Oh, what a nice message from the stars. We haven't lost by any means. So keep vibrating. And this is where it's very important. Keep sending our light to the grid. Keep sending our light to this grid, because then there's grids upon grids, like the third dimension's dissolving or is being recycled into the fifth dimensional grid. Just send. Don't worry too much about what grid it is. Send to the right, to this planet's grid. Keep sending it love and that beautiful source light, and just, you know what, let your heart shine. We are very powerful. We are making progress, and it's because of each and every one of you, whether you believe it or not. And that's just it. believe it. Okay. And it's, we're almost there. Keep clearing healed space to share with the newbies. Just keep on shining brightly. Shine that heart light. Keep shining brightly. All right, and spread your love, that source frequency of love. Shine the source frequency of love out in all directions. That's powerful. That's what we do, right? All directions to everyone. This whole planet, to the grid, above, it just goes everywhere. When you send it out, it goes everywhere, in all directions. All right? So, I leave that with you. How many of you are vibrating? How many of you are burning up? Ooh! All right, my loves, until we meet again next Sunday, 8 p.m. Like I said, I do have a special guest, Rebecca Dragonheart. And so, thank you so much. Thank you all for hanging in with me. And if you have any questions, I'm always available. Reach out to me. And so there you go. All right. Thank you, everyone. Continue to shine brightly. Much love and source frequency, light, and love to you. Good night, everyone.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron.
Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.